I pulled onto my drive after work and looked at what £8,000 had bought me. Half an extension, bare blockwork, no roof, a blue tarp flapping over the top where the roof was supposed to be, gathering a puddle of rainwater. Tools gone, skip gone, builder gone. I already knew before I even got out of the car that I'd been done. I'd paid Dave £8,000 in deposits and materials money over 6 weeks. He'd been all charm at the start, started strong, chatty. You won't recognise the place. Then the visits got shorter. Then they stopped. Then the messages got vague. And then that morning the text that told me exactly what was happening. Mate, costs have gone up loads on materials. Gonna need another 4K up front before I can carry on. Cheers. Another 4,000. To finish a job I'd already paid 8 for, with half of it standing in the rain unroofed. I didn't send the 4,000, obviously. And when I called him to talk about it, it went to voicemail. And the next call, and the next. Dave had done the oldest trick in the book. Take a big deposit, do just enough to look real, invent rising costs, demand more money, and when you refuse, vanish. He was betting that chasing him would be more hassle than it was worth. That I'd cut my losses, find another builder, and let him keep my 8 grand. Dave had badly misjudged how much hassle I was willing to be. Here's what Dave was counting on. Builders like Dave trade on feeling untraceable. Vague company name or no company at all. Cash where they can get it. A phone they can just stop answering. The whole act is designed to make you feel like there's no one to actually chase. But Dave had made a mistake, and it was the same mistake these guys always make. He'd left a paper trail. I hadn't paid him in cash in a carrier bag. I'd paid those deposits by bank transfer and one chunk by debit card. That meant I had his bank details, or at least a trail leading to them, and card payments I could challenge. I had his phone number, his van registration from photos I'd taken early on, and, crucially, an address printed on the quote and invoices he'd sent me at the start, back when he was playing it straight. And I had every single message. The charm at the start, the excuses, the send me another 4 grand. All of it in writing, showing a man who took money for work he then abandoned. That's not an untraceable ghost. That's a very traceable person who owes me money. So I got to work, calmly and on 3 fronts at once. First, I wrote a letter before action, a formal letter to the address on his invoices, setting out what he'd taken, what he'd failed to do, and stating that if he didn't refund the money for unfinished work, I'd take him to the small claims court, recorded delivery, so he couldn't say it never arrived. Second, I contacted my bank about a chargeback on the card payment for services paid for and not provided. Third, I started preparing the small claims filing itself. Dave had vanished, but every one of those things would land on his actual doorstep. The man who wouldn't answer his phone found his voice remarkably fast once paperwork started arriving at his home address. It was the letter before action that did it, I think. The recorded delivery one. Because suddenly it wasn't a customer he could ignore. It was a documented legal step, sitting on his kitchen table with a court deadline on it. And the chargeback meant his bank was now involved too, asking him questions. Dave called me, first time in 2 weeks. And the charm was back, but it was different now. Nervous charm. He said it had all been a misunderstanding. He said cash flow had been mental. He said there was no need for all this legal stuff, mate. We can sort it between us. We could indeed sort it, on my terms now, not his, because Dave had done the maths that these builders always eventually do. Fighting a small claims case he was going to lose, with my paper trail of messages and payments, plus a chargeback going against him, plus a court judgment on his record that would follow him. All of that was far worse for Dave than simply giving the money back. He refunded the money for the unfinished work. Not because he suddenly grew a conscience, but because the alternative was a county court judgment with his name on it and a lot more cost. I got a proper builder to finish the extension, vetted, checked, references followed up. It's lovely now. The kids do their homework in it. Here's the lesson. Builders like Dave rely on you feeling powerless. No company, no answer, no way to chase. But if you paid by card or transfer and you kept the messages, you are holding a trail that leads straight to his front door. Never pay big money in untraceable cash, keep every message, and know that vanished is a bluff. People with addresses and bank accounts can always be found. Has someone ever taken your money and bet you wouldn't chase them? Drop it in the comments. And if you want more complete stories with no part 2s that never come, follow the page. New story every day.